Today I want to introduce you to a character curriculum called Little Lads and Ladies of Virtue. It's a downloadable curriculum for $20-something as of the time I bought it. It's aimed at kids in preschool through early elementary school. With 2 2-year-olds, 2 4-year-olds, and 2 5-year-olds, I can use this with the entire group, and I'll be able to keep using it with the entire group for a few more years. This curriculum covers enough character traits that once we get through the entire curriculum, we can go back and start over again. Hi everybody, welcome back to Bustling Home. Let's take a look inside. This curriculum is made up of a series of character traits. In addition to each of these character traits, the author provides coloring pages, a reward chart for finishing each of the character traits, and reward ribbons. At the beginning of the book, there's a list of resources and materials needed for the lessons. You don't need that much extra to do these lessons. And if you don't have anything prepared, usually you can come up with something on the fly. This resources and materials list is divided up by character traits, so you are not left to guess which materials go with which lessons. It's extremely easy to use. Let's take a look at the first character trait, attentiveness. For each character trait, there is a memory verse related to the character trait, which is generally used with older kids in this curriculum, older being early elementary school. I haven't actually used this with my preschool kids yet. There's a definition and 3 I will statements that explain to the children how they can embody this trait. And I do have all of my kids repeat those to me to the best of their ability. Even the 2-year-olds do their best. Day 1 is very simple. You just go over the definition and explain what that means in a little more detail and say a prayer. There's a prayer for each day of each lesson. On day 2, you review the definition and the memory verse, teach the I wills of attentiveness, or whichever character trait it is, and then say a prayer. These are very simple lessons and take little to no preparation. If you want to prepare, about all you can do for these first 2 lessons is just read it to make sure you don't trip over the words if you're really tired. Day 3 is a little more involved. You review the definition, the memory verse, and the I wills. Then there's a lesson that demonstrates more concretely to the children what that character trait is. So it might be a discussion, or it might be a game, or it might be giving some examples in role-playing. In this one it says, what will make us distracted? And it gives some possible answers here, playing with things, looking around rather than where you should be looking, interrupting, that sort of thing. And then to pay attention, to correct being distracted, your hands and body should be still. You should look at the person and listen. So that explains exactly what it is not and what it is. Then there's practice. Practice being attentive by sitting up straight, looking right at me, and being still. For example, your hands in your lap, maybe sitting on your hands if people have a problem with fidgeting. Whatever works for your kids. You can modify this as needed, as with any curriculum. While sitting like that, let's say the memory verse together. So even within this lesson, you're teaching them to be attentive to the lesson while you're teaching them what attentiveness means. And of course, there's a prayer at the end of day 3. Day 4, review the definition, memory verse, and I wills again. And day 4 pretty much always has a game. So for this one, there's role-playing, and there's a game that you go and play with all the kids. In this particular lesson, there's even a second game, and my kids really do like these games. It's kind of like the other curriculums where the games seem kind of silly and simple to me, but apparently they are geared right at the level of the 2 to 5-year-old set because my kids like them. And then, of course, day 4 has a prayer again. Day 5, you're supposed to review the definition, the verse, and the I wills together, and then have each child say them to you separately. Then they get a reward sticker when they can complete all of them correctly from memory. I don't do this from memory. Truth be told, I don't really even do day 5 at all. If you have older kids, it might be more applicable, but my kids just aren't old enough to do that yet. This is the format that each of these character traits takes. It's very clear, it's very simple, and it's so easy to do. It takes only 5 or 10 minutes a day. And my kids actually ask for this. Funny enough, the one who asks for it most is the one who needs it most too. The character traits included in this curriculum are attentiveness, contentment, courage, deference, diligence, faithfulness, forgiveness, gratitude, helpfulness, humility, initiative, joyfulness, kindness, love, loyalty, obedience, orderliness, perseverance, respect, responsibility, self-control, truthfulness, virtue, and wisdom. I think that's a pretty good list. And if you do this one character trait per week, you can probably finish it almost 2 times in a school year, depending on what kind of a school year you do, maybe 1.5. Or maybe it takes you a little bit longer because you miss a day here, miss a day there, and you'll finish the whole list in 1 school year. It's up to you how you want to do it.
So that's Little Lads and Ladies of Virtue. I'll put a link in the description box below to the website where you can purchase it. It's thecharactercorner.com. They also have a sequel curriculum for grades 1 through 6 called Lads and Ladies of Wisdom. I haven't checked that one out yet because my kids aren't in 1st grade yet. And I think I can stretch this one that I have out a little bit beyond 1st grade so that I can keep all of my kids on the same curriculum. Thanks for stopping by. I'll see you next time.